But yeah, and I remember while doing that, I was in college and I also needed like a paid job. So my buddy worked on a TV show and he's like, hey, we need like PAs and like camera assistants and stuff like that. So I worked on a show on the Learning Channel, the TLC.
Yeah.
And so I did that and I started as a PA, and then apparently my work ethic, because most PAs were sleeping during the time. And
not much has changed. I just want you to know. So if you want to be a standout player, kids, just don't fall asleep being a PA. That's
make friends with the line producer, which was awesome. Yeah. So I became friends with the line producer. And then when he would send out for like crafting and stuff, he's like, hey, here's also my grocery list for my personal house. And he's like, and if you have one, fill up your fridge at home type thing. And I'm like, well, that's cool. You know, you're in college. You're like, are you kidding? A free fridge every time I go to work? Like, yes, please.
Yes.
But from that, like, I then moved into the camera department because I worked my butt off. So all of a sudden you go from a PA making like $150 a day to the camera department doing $600 a day.
Come on. Wait, like, how did you make that? How did you make that switch? Like, was it just
while everyone was sleeping or not doing anything, I would be floating around like cleaning and helping the like all the people because it was a car show, so people fixing cars and stuff. And then the camera crew, if they needed something, I would go and ask questions and just kind of hang out with them. And so all of a sudden, like one of their assistants got hurt and he couldn't help and they couldn't get a replacement. So they're like, hey, bring him on. And since it was like a union thing, they couldn't just put me there. They had to legally hire me as that position. And so then I was there, and so I was helping change lenses and put batteries and run back and forth. And then one of the camera ops like got super sick, and they couldn't get a replacement in time. So like, hey, run one of the cameras. And then the guy like also did tons of stuff for Discovery Channel. So like once I did that, and since I'm so short and he was so tall, we could get two completely different angles. So he liked how that jive. So he would call me occasionally for that. So I feel blessed to be able to have ran the gamut. I've done PA, I've done camera work, I've done lighting, I was a gaffer, I've done so much stuff, but all while also doing editing. And so it really helped when all of a sudden, when I started getting into like visual effects and motion graphics, I just had this stirring to like go on set. And so I got to do some music video stuff and be on set for that, for like J-Lo and all that back in the day when music videos had a budget.
Yeah. Listen.
Right? Now they're like, hey, would you mind paying us to shoot it for us? Like,
is that how it works now? Because listen, this is really interesting because I don't know what years you were like starting in the music video world, because that's what I thought I was going to actually end up being in, was the music video world. Really?
Yes. No, I hands down was like, I want to edit and shoot music videos and possibly like, I wanted to do music. I grew up on music videos. That's what I wanted to do.
Me too. And so, but I was like I got like sucked into the production and the styling, the wardrobe styling side of it, which that's a whole nother story. But like, there was like this time in history where, besides the 80s, but when music videos were, like you said, they had a budget, they were a thing. I loved short form storytelling. Like that was my jam, and involved for me music. So it was just like all the elements in this. I was like that, but little did we know that, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause one of my internships was at a record label. And I helped cut all their EPKs and then helped with their music videos and all of that stuff. And then the cool thing was, because I worked my buns off, like they're like, hey, we have to shoot this music video in Hawaii. So come along. And so I had like my own private house on the beach on Oahu. Like, it was awesome.
Okay, this is really weird though, but I also shot a music video in Hawaii. That was my one and only music video that I directed. And it was for a Christian hip hop group. And I still don't know, because I knew one of the guys in the group, and I mean, I guess I can say the name of the group, and they're kind of like underground hip hop still to this day, but LA Symphony. And I don't even know how I ended up in Hawaii directing this and also producing it. Cause like I got a DP that was from Cali, and then we flew over, and the label that they were on at the time, basically the payment was getting us over there, and, and then me just like delivering, this video. But that's weird that you also, what year was that? Like, I don't know.
Oh man. It was right before we met. What was I, like 19? Something like that, 20?
Were you? Oh, youngin'. Yeah, because I feel like I did that music video. It had to have been when I was still at USC in film school. So it had to be between 98 and 2002. It was probably 2001. It's probably 2000 or 2001 when I did that. That's keep going. Carry on. Sorry. Keep going. This is very fascinating.